This is the first step in eliminating the Department of Education. We're going to close it down and close it down as quickly as possible. It's not good for us, President Donald Trump said at the White House on March 20 as he signed the executive order to disband the agency. The final hurdle is a vote in Congress. The Department of Education was created in 1979 and cannot be closed without congressional approval. Although Republicans control both houses of Congress, they still need Democratic support to get 60 votes in the Senate to pass the decision to close the Department of Education. This is President Trump's latest move to reshape the U.S. government and reform the bureaucratic and costly federal apparatus. The order comes after the Department of Education announced it would lay off nearly half of its staff, reducing its role to managing student loans, grants, and resources for children with special needs. The document would give full authority over schools to state and local governments, a prospect that has raised concerns among liberal education advocates. Teachers' unions are condemning the order. President Trump and Elon Musk have targeted public schools and the futures of 50 million students in rural, suburban, and urban communities across America by destroying public education to pay for billionaire tax subsidies, said Becky Pringle, president of the National Education Association. Ms. Pringle said Trump's actions would harm all students by increasing class sizes, cutting job training programs, making college more expensive and unaffordable for middle-class families, taking away special education services for students with disabilities, and weakening civil rights protections for students. Education has long been a hot political topic in the United States, with conservatives favoring policies that benefit private schools, while liberals favor programs and funding for public schools. The debate over education in the United States is a divide that Trump exploited as a Republican presidential candidate. The U.S. Department of Education currently oversees about 100,000 public schools and 34,000 private schools, and more than 85% of public school funding comes from state and local governments. The department also provides federal funding for special schools and programs, such as salaries for teachers of children in need, funding for arts programs, and replacing aging infrastructure. It also oversees the $1.6 trillion in student loans owed to tens of millions of Americans who cannot afford college.